The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. From the gun, Jackson will find Dobbins out of the backfield. And he'll wind up getting about 6 out of that, as that's going to lead us to the 2-minute warning.
Brings up 3rd and inches.
Remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Well, he's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
They're going on 4th down. It's Jackson. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Grover Stewart. And the Colts are going to take over with a football.
Brendan, let's file this play away for later. Let's note this play because, to me, it's not out of the question that the decision to pass up the 3 there could come back to haunt them later on.
They'll throw on 1st down with Eason. And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
At the 29-yard line.
Eason on 2nd down. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. On 3rd down, Eason. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
A nice punt, but a good run back as well of 13 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
Partner, you know when we call a game, we talk about Lamar Jackson and his speed and his elusiveness and the ability to get him on the ground, how tough that is for a defense. But how about his development as a thrower, as a professional?
They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. He gets this underneath to Dobbins. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit.
A 30-yard attempt.
Tucker's kick is good. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game.
Set to kick off.
The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. Taken about 7 yards deep, and he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive...
He's got the lane, and there he goes. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Ravens will extend their lead. I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever word you want to use in that. One play, 75 yards in zone.
Yeah, efficient, tidy, excellent words. How about explosive? 75 yards, one play. That means everyone handled their assignment, doesn't it? It doesn't just mean that the defense broke down. They really executed the way that was drawn up on the whiteboard. Big-time play, big-time result.
25-yard line.
Eason and the Colts now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll start with a give to Taylor. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
From the gun, Eason. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Back to the air on 2nd down. Eason. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Eason. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, this is just a continuation of what we saw in the first half. So much for the fresh start to begin the 3rd quarter. Still off-target throws, no rhythm throwing the football, and obviously no touchdown scored in this game.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he's on to punt for Indianapolis. Fielded in the 20. That'll be a 43-yard punt, but a net of just 33 following a 10-yard return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, let's see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. I mean, that's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
At the 28-yard line.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Jackson. That's taken in by Duvernay. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Steps away to his left. They'll try and run it. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Jackson, draw play to Dobbins. And a short gain down to about the 33.
Well, every now and then we have to let a cliche fly, partner. And in this case, what do they say in the NFL? Your best ability is often your availability. This is an extremely durable kid coming out of Ohio State. Carried the ball every time they even thought about running it. Wore down defenses and able to break big runs late in games. J.K. Dobbins going to Baltimore, an absolute perfect fit.
Well, they would have got the conversion if he could hold on. Instead, the drop means it'll be fourth down.
Fourth down.
Well, the offense failed earlier on the previous crack at this, but they're going again on fourth down. They're going for it with Dobbins. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. It'll be a gain of 4. And they're able to convert here on 4th and inches.
First down.
The fourth down run successful. Now they'll look to pay it off on first down. From the gun, Jackson. Flush to his right. And he's going to keep it here. No one there to help out downfield, but no problem. Scrambling for 22 and a first.
And, Brandon, this is the time of the game when Jackson could really take over. He's got the defense's legs a little bit tired. He's got them on the run.
Yeah, this defense looks gassed, and you're exactly right. Second half with the lead, this is when Lamar Jackson seems to thrive. Here's Jackson, operating from the gun. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Marquise Brown with his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Ravens continue to pour it on. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
Makes the score, Ravens 31, Colts nothing. Justin
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This will make it into the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him. All right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Down the middle of the field. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
First and 10, Eason. And that's complete. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now with shotgun handoff to Cohen. And once again, they stop him behind the line. Great job by this Ravens defense.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
From the gun on 3rd down. Eason. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Malik Harrison in there to drop him, and that will go in the books as the first sack of his young NFL career. Congratulations, young man. Operating from the gun. Eason going to let one fly for him, and it's caught inside the 30. And it goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Eason sets to throw it. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And down inside the 15 he goes. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the Ravens' 11-yard line.
They'll run it with Madison, and he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down.
A 2-yard pickup brings up 3rd and 6.
From the gun, Eason. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Alexander Madison, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Colts are able to draw a bit closer. And he's got it as the score is now 31-7.
Makes the score Ravens 31, Colts 7.
Gostkowski now, after the touchdown, he'll send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they're staring smack dab at another loss here. And you just get the sense that this is an almost totally lost season. Flushed out right. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
That is definitely what we call on defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson. When you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Play action. It's Jackson out to his left. Now he'll pull it down. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a 1st.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Throwing again. Jackson got his man complete over the middle. That's Andrews. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On 3rd and 1, Jackson. That's caught. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Tucker now for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead.
Ravens 38, Colts 7.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
On 1st down, Jacob Eason. That's complete to Jonathan Taylor out of the backfield. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards. On second down, here's the option. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Tyus Bowser able to drop him for a loss of a couple.
Brings up 3rd and 17.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Eason. That will be incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
The offense going to stay out there. They've converted once, failed once. What can they do here on 4th down? As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And this is going to be incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. They'll start by running the option to the right. All the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. And a solid job using his legs. 16 yards and a 1st down on the keeper. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line.
Well, if you're going to throw the ball on 1st and goal from the 2, the worst thing that should result is an incompletion for you offensively. But, Brandon, this is a different type of football. Back in my day, 1st and goal from the 2, a lot of big people with big neck rolls, they were on the field trying to ram it into the end.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. Through an opening, and there he goes. 20, 10, and he will bring it back. An interception return for the Colts TD. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell and just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
And he finds Corey Davis. And he's got some space here. He's at the 40, the 20, 10. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown. But they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
So how about that for a backbreaker? Again, 99 yards.
And how about the audacity of the play call? When you're backed up that close to your goal line, usually you're just trying to run some type of a wedge play, a quarterback sneak, a dive, anything to try and create some room and take care of the ball. But that's confidence in your offensive line that they'll protect the guy throwing it, and he finds his guy for 99 yards. I love what they just did.
Gostkowski now, after the touchdown, he'll send this one away. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. As this crowd rolled into U.S. Bank Stadium, they were bundled up, jackets and scarves, downright cold outside on this November evening, but all good here inside as we welcome you to Minneapolis, Minnesota. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Atlanta Falcons and the Minnesota Vikings.
And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25.
From the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
16 yards, a first down. Last week we saw a rarity. He was over 200 yards on the ground, and they lost. So we'll see if they can get more carries like that and win this week.
And that was interesting watching the game tape, wasn't it? Because it was hard to register while we watched him pile up that yardage and create those nice runs. But they didn't win the football game. But that doesn't mean changing what you do. Continue to feed him the football. Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now they try the right side here. Takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
And they run the option here on 1st and 10.
Here's a quick throw out left. That's caught. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
First down, Atlanta.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And Jones has it over the middle. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
And they give this time to the tailback. And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. They give them 2 yards there as they're set up now with a 1st and goal. A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door, 1st and goal. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. This will be caught at about the 6. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. They'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Now a handoff looking right. And he he's in for the score, and his spectacular season continues as he ties the NFL touchdown record.
He is phenomenal.
Building confidence after a loss, that's a good way to do it. The loss last game, but first drive here in this one, cashing it in for 6.
Hey, they can talk all they want about putting a loss behind them. I think that drive there did more than any conversation they had, don't you think?
That's exactly right. Puts that to bed, and this is what they said all week long. A lot of things they needed to do differently. Whatever they said appears to have worked. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
Take this one up close to the 25-yard line. The safety, Keanu Neal, there to make the tackle.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Block working out of the gun. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards there and a first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Shotgun snap to Locke. Escaping the pressure right. That's caught by the tight end, Herb Smith Jr. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
And at the 49-yard line.
From the gun, it's Locke. Eluding the pressure right. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown.
The kicker on for the extra point.
And this defense looking like they have come to play. The pick 6, and just like that, it's 13-0 early on.
Well, go back with me to our training camp visits. What do we hear during these drills? Pass. Ball's in the air.
And then my favorite.
Ski. That's the interception. That means everybody finds someone to block them legally, stay on your feet, and they get it done. Touchdown.
Fielded in the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they just had that pick 6. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give him a chance to go to the bench and really settle. You know,
that's caught at the 25. And all the way down inside the 25 before he's out of bounds. It's a big one there for the Vikings. 59 yards. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Nothing.
Now Locke on the bootleg. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain followed by a sizable loss here. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Another try after the first down sack. Locke, he's going to want to go deep for the end zone. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. 27 yards on the gain there. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Trying the power game with Ham. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. C.J. Ham, his first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are able to make this a close game again. And he puts it through.
Makes the score Falcons 14, Vikings 7.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
At their own 22-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
And his throw is incomplete.
The tremendous coverage there, just did not catch the football and complete the interception. But what do they say all the time? If he had really good hands, he'd be playing offense.
Yards to go.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Now they'll throw here, out of the gun. And he's got him in, Calvin Ridley. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Complete to
Give him 22 there on the 3rd down conversion.
22 yards.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 46. Now a handoff here to his running back. He's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
Now this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Right back to him on 1st down. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going. And then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 18.
Complete to number
It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives him a 1st down.
1st down, Falcons.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Making the stop there, Danielle Hunter.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
A handoff as they run the counter play.
And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after.
Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down. They'll try and run for it. And he is into the end zone, and the touchdown record is now all his. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
This taken in about 4 yards deep.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the point where he owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one. In any event, it happened pretty quickly. I'm not sure he made the right decision on that one. I think if he had it to do over again, he would have found a different target downfield, but he made his decision, and that one's incomplete.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Eli Apple, and he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
You're trailing, you're trying to get points late in the half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. This one caught by Ridley. And he's taken down inside the 30. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
1st down.
They'll look to throw here on first down. His throw caught right around the 6. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on first and goal. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he's got his star receiver. It's Jones for the Falcon touchdown. Julio Jones. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons will extend their lead. So a challenge coming down from the booth, and that's where these challenges come from, of course, in the final 2 minutes of the half.
Yeah, now we're going to New York, right? That's command central for the officials. They'll talk, they'll take a look at it, communicate with the referee at the game site, and issue a final decision because they do have the final call now.
The extra point forthcoming.
Extra point.
He knocks it through. It's 28-7.
Makes the score Falcons 28, Vikings 7.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Takes this about 5 yards deep.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to.
And Luck throws another one. It's intercepted.
He's picked off near his own 48. Now late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Calvin Ridley as the first half is winding down. And the Falcons push further out in front.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now, you can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on first and 10. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, the Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway.
And the half will begin with a touchback.
On first and 10, here's Locke. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Smith. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. But a good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's second down.
26-yard line.
Now there's a deep shot that's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Well, look, you're not going to be able to get this all back at once, but that certainly helps.
So you're saying 3 yards in the cloud of dust, not the strategy?
I go aerial attack.
Yeah, I think that's what has to happen. And if you're going to run it, you need to break off big chunks. We just saw a big play right there. They need plenty of those.
He's airing it out for Williams. And that is incomplete. Mike Williams, the intended target. And that'll bring up second down.
Eli Apple on the coverage.
To throw again. Block. He's going to let it go again. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
But the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
And this time he's got the hookup. It's complete. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down.
At the 27-yard line.
Locke looks to throw it again. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Letting one go deep for the end zone. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked out before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, second and goal.
Brings up second and goal.
And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
Block now on third and goal toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
Lock to throw for it on fourth. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Snags it for a pick. And nothing there on the return. They got the football, but they'll have to start this drive at their own 4-yard line.
At their own
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. The last time out, another touchdown. I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the fourth quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me, trying to get to the airport. The road to be fairly clear by the time we have to leave the booth.
It's a big play there for Atlanta. 65 yards.
First down, Atlanta.
So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's first down on the other side of the field. Now back to throw. This is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Julio Jones, his second touchdown of the night. And the Falcons turn that interception into a touchdown.
The kick
And he'll bang that one through.
makes the score Falcons 42, Vikings 7.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
So with the completed pass and the yardage they got, they'll decline the penalty.
So obviously more yards on the pass completion than they would have gained with the penalty. They did the math. They did it well, and it works for them.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Now Locke again. Over the middle to Smith. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Locke to throw on 3rd and 1. And now here's another interception. Picked up by Eli Apple. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line.
At their own 49-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
Now, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? But everything is working for them. Every move they make works. It clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. A solid pickup at 13 sets him up first and goal.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
That's out to the left, flat and complete. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. From 6 yards away. And the Falcons turn that interception into a touchdown.
Well, after another passing touchdown, I don't think it'd be an understatement to say that he's in the zone, and I believe he likes it.
Now the extra point.
Point after.
And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this carries into the end zone. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. They need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. Operating from the gun. Lock. Smith catches left side. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. Not much there, only a yard.
Brings up 2nd and 14 at the 21-yard line.
Lock off a play action. Flush to his right. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd.
And while he did a good job of sliding around in the pocket, there was nowhere to go with the football, so he had to take off and try and run. He just got back to the line of scrimmage, no gain.
The Vikings on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. The Vikings on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. Block now to throw. As he throws there, incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They'll go for it. It's Lock. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Devontae Kazee. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. Boy, that is a 7-yard loss. 2nd down now. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them.
And this is caught. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta.
The kicker
taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Falcons continue to pour it on. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
56, Vikings 7.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
At the 19-yard line.
From the gun, Lock. Interception. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And, gosh, you look up at the scoreboard. They just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 15 yards, first down, Atlanta.
At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Now they try the right side here. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. They'll look to throw. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line.
And that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this fourth quarter. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And give them another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the fourth quarter. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead will swell by 1 more.
Vikings 7.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Vikings take over 1st and 10.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
Flushed out right. Oh, he finds his running back open downfield. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. That one sailed a bit, but the catch is still made. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going. As soon as I saw him break contain and get outside, my first thought and my eyes gravitated downfield because nowadays, most of these quarterbacks, when they do that, they want the big play downfield. They don't want to throw it short. In this case, he took the shot. It fell incomplete.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. 5 men in the secondary now for the Falcons on 3rd down.
3rd and 5.
Play action. Now it's locked. Oh, my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 38, and his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game, let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. Falcons going to use their third and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Very good starting field position for the Falcons offense as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Now a handoff looking right. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And he takes it across the 50 to the 46-yard line. First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Why were they clicking on offense?
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Falcons, the great run they've been on continues as they move to 9-1 now. And they will head home next week to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they're going the wrong way as this will drop them to 3-7 now on the year. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in New Orleans against the Saints. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.